For a decade and more, one country has dominated the news headlines more than most. Afghanistan. Mention this country and what comes to mind? Probably Taliban and terrorism, burkas and beards. But Afghanistan's situation is changing its pace in 2021, and once again changing the fate of Afghani people. As the United States withdrew its remaining troops in 2021, fighting between the Taliban and Afghan government forces intensified. President Ashraf Ghani has left Afghanistan, as Taliban closes in on Kabul as on 15 August 2021. A Taliban official says the group will soon declare the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan from the presidential palace in the capital, Kabul. That was the name of the country under the Taliban government ousted by U.S.-led forces after the September 11, 2001 attacks. The U.S. Embassy in Kabul has suspended all operations and told Americans to shelter in place, saying it has received reports of gunfire at the international airport. France is relocating its embassy in Kabul to the airport to evacuate all citizens still in Afghanistan, initially transferring them to Abu Dhabi. The United Nations Refugee Agency says more than 550,000 people in Afghanistan have fled their homes due to the conflict since the start of this year. Canada has suspended diplomatic operations in Afghanistan, and Canadian personnel are on their way back to Canada. Turkey says its embassy in Kabul continues to operate. Beyond the headlines of war, there is another country where ancient traditions endure, and a new country is emerging, so let's explore. Pashto, one of the two official languages of Afghanistan, was declared the national language of Afghanistan during the beginning of the reign of Zahir Shah. Dari, Persian, the other official language, was always used for government and business purposes. An estimated 35% of the population of the country speaks Pashto, while 50% of the population speaks Dari. Afghans celebrate their new year, Nowruz, on March 21st, the first day of spring. Afghanistan would like its national game, buzkashi, or goat grabbing, to be an Olympic sport. Mobile phone coverage is expected to reach 90% of the country this year, even though the percentage of Afghans with access to electricity is still one of the lowest in the world. Women are also expected to wear clothes that honor their modesty and are not revealing. Tight clothes and Western dresses are not much welcomed in society, at least in rural areas. Headscarves for women are advisable. Direct eye contact between men and women is not considered acceptable and must be avoided. In the past few years, an estimated 2.6 million Afghans left their home country and sought refuge in others. Poetry is a cherished part of Afghan culture. Afghans have told their stories in verse for more than 1,000 years. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the poster boy for legions of young Afghan men. Afghan cuisine is more sophisticated than kebabs and rice. Kandahar Airfield in southern Afghanistan is said to be the busiest single-runway airstrip in the world. No wonder it is also the place NATO has its first complete air traffic capability in a non-NATO country. Afghanis is the currency, not the people. They are called Afghans. And they have a country that, for all of its hardship and heartache, they are still proud to call home. Helmand is the longest river in Afghanistan. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.